All right, so here I am back, and thank you everyone for your love and response on the previous videos, especially on the one where I was talking about the difference in screen color and potentially the S24 Ultra looking a bit more dull, washed out compared to S23 Ultra. Now, as I have maintained, personally for me, I don't notice that much of a difference because I always use the eye comfort shield on the S23 Ultra previously, and I tried to compare both of them, so I could not notice that much of difference. But yeah, on S24 Ultra, it's definitely slightly more muted, but I don't think it's a deal breaker. It's definitely not washed out. And I also tried to see what difference does it make in the terms of saturation if you switch between the natural and the vivid profile. Yeah, compared to S23 Ultra, the difference is much less on S24 Ultra. So vivid looks like you have to really look close to see if vivid is leading to a slightly higher saturation. So the difference is very subtle. So I thought of like making another video just to show the difference between these two phones again. And I will not only talk about the screen, of course, everybody knows that there is a difference. I will also talk about like in terms of settings, etc. What is additional you get in S24 Ultra compared to S23 Ultra. So, but first I will still start with the screen. So basically, some of the users suggested that I do a bit more comparison by downloading some other wallpapers or high quality images. So I have tried to do that. So first, let me see. Now, if you look at the screen, let me check the brightness. Slightly higher brightness. Now let me boost it all the way up. Yeah, so you can see. Yeah, as I also told like last time, S24 Ultra on does not reach that higher brightness indoors. So I am sitting in my like room, and S23 Ultra reaches much higher brightness. So you can see. Now in terms of the colors, I don't know whether you can notice or not. I mean, both look similarly vibrant to me. Yes, brightness is slightly lower on S24 Ultra indoors, maybe because they have tuned it so that when you go on out on a sunny day, then you will get the maximum brightness. So, but if you can look at the screen, I mean, in terms of the vividness, I don't think it's that much of a difference. Now, let me try to go put up a different wallpaper. Yeah, we need to put up a common wallpaper. Maybe let's go with this color, black. Yeah, now let's look at the screen. Again, I don't notice that much of a difference. So the display adaptive brightness is on both. Eye comfort shield is off on both. And the adaptive color tone is also off on S24 Ultra. Screen mode on vivid, white balance in the middle. Now, I think I noticed that the S23 Ultra is slightly cooler. If I put it all the way on the left, yeah, S23 Ultra is slightly cooler. I mean, in terms of temperature. So, and yeah, and slightly warmer also. So I think they have made some calibration tweaks, and the white balance is same all the way up for both. If I go to natural, you can see a subtle difference on S23 Ultra. And if I go here again, you notice it. So this is on natural. Let's look at natural. Again, on natural, I think maybe if you look at the gallery icon, S24 Ultra is slightly more saturated. Yeah, and maybe it's because of screen. So S24 Ultra also looks a bit darker because of the anti-reflective screen, and whereas S23 Ultra is slightly washed out black. Maybe that is also making the icons on the S24 Ultra look a bit saturated. I've also downloaded a couple of different wallpapers on both. Let me put up those and let's see how it works. So not wallpaper as such, just high quality images. So if you can look in terms of the difference, I don't think, no, I'm not a like a technical tester, but yeah, to the normal eyes, I don't think it makes much of a difference. Both look vivid enough. Yep. So let me go back. So I'm switching to vivid mode again. Okay. See, both are on vivid mode, white balance in the middle. Now let me try and open the same image again, just to see if there is any difference. Yes, on maximum brightness you can see maybe I think S23 Ultra is slightly more saturated. So I don't know how it looks on the screen, you guys maybe can tell better, but to me personally S23 Ultra is more saturated compared to S24 Ultra. But yeah, I mean, it depends on personal preference. I actually prefer the image on the S24 Ultra because in the near the mountain peaks on the S23 Ultra, it is making it a bit too much saturated, whereas it is a bit more controlled on the S24 Ultra. So yeah, I actually prefer that. So I mean, it's up to personal preference. There definitely needs to be some tweaking in terms of like how much vividness they can give us these two modes. So Samsung, I should issue an update. I have heard, and also many people have told me that they are planning to issue an update which will basically allow users to tweak the naturalness or the vividness a bit more, or maybe just calibrate it a bit differently so vivid is much more vivid than it is what currently. So yeah, let's wait for that update. uh, yep, so this was in terms of the screen. The other things I've noted in terms of battery life on the S24 Ultra, so it is actually quite good. I mean, I did not have any problem with S23 Ultra also anytime, so yeah, it was expected that S24 Ultra will also have very good battery life. So you can see I've charged like 200% one day ago, and if I click on this, so today, that is 28th of Jan, 33% usage, and screen time is 3 hours 45 minutes. So one third of usage gives me 3 hours 45 minutes. That means actually if you extrapolate it will be more than 10 hours. But yeah, that's not very realistic because I have been sitting at home on Wi-Fi all day. If I look yesterday, I consumed 73% battery with almost 7 hours, 6 hours 56 minutes. Now yesterday was a bit more normal usage. I was out for a couple of hours, went to visit a friend, we roam around, took some pictures, etc. So yep, and then on 26th again 71% for 6 hours 23 minutes. So I think it can easily give you 8 hours screen on time, 8 to 9 hours, and provided like if you use it mostly on Wi-Fi with a couple of hours on 5G when you go outside. If you are on 5G throughout the day, then maybe yeah, it will definitely give you less screen on time, maybe around 6 hours. But I'm planning to do a test on that. So what I'll do is that tomorrow I have to go to work, so it will be on 5G for the whole day. I will try to use it as I would normally use on a working day. So we will see that how does it hold up when you're using it only on 5G. So this was about the battery. Now, what I wanted to show that in terms of the difference in settings, what are the different settings that this give you the S24 Ultra? So first and foremost, the display, which I already showed you. So in S24 Ultra, you have an adaptive color tone. It actually makes the adjust the color, which, as you can see, it has turned warm quite significantly. So it takes into account the ambient lighting and then changes the display. So if you switch it off, it will again go back to this. So as I mentioned, this also contributes to the screen looking washed out. So depending on your preference, you can switch it on and off. So I don't think there is anything else here to see. Battery, wallpaper and style, there is one major difference. So if you want to change wallpaper, go here. Now this is the thing, there is no creative thing on S23 Ultra on the left. On the S24 Ultra, there is a thing called creative. So if you go to creative, click on this. So you have many options here. So now these are just not simple wallpaper. You can use them as it is. But if you click on this, so you see there will be some sort of like an AI statement generator, surreal desert in shades of silver. Now you can click on the highlighted ones, surreal desert or silver, and it will give an option to change. So you can select realistic, then click on generate. Then it will take a few seconds and then generate a new wallpaper. So basically it works on a theme. So these are the theme, you can change few aspects of the theme. So this is realistic. Then desert. If you click on desert, you can actually change the desert to maybe a canyon, and then again generate. So it will, instead of a desert, it will show you a canyon. So give it a few seconds. You see here, and it also gives you like different color tones. So this is how you can customize a wallpaper. So there are quite a few options you can customize. So no need to basically go to the theme store and download new wallpaper when you want to change your wallpaper. So you can use this creative, quite a lot of options given there. In the graphical also, they gave few options. So if you see graphical, on S23 Ultra, there were these 4 options. Now we have 6 options. So the first 2, this and this, are the new ones. So you can use them if you want. So yep, this was about the wallpaper. Lock screen AOD, I don't think they made, yeah, I mean in terms of look and feel, they slightly changed it. So you had that lock screen widget diagram or the images here. Now they don't show the images. So let's go to the advanced features. Here is the major difference that will happen. So you can see there are now on the left hand side, the S23 Ultra, there is no advanced intelligence option. On the right hand side, they have changed this a bit, and the first 3 are basically the first one is basically the new one, advanced intelligence. The rest were already there. So let's click on it. So these are all the new features related to AI that is there on the S23 Ultra, which is not there on S23 Ultra. So on the S24 Ultra, these new features are there, and you see if you click on the phone, it is a lifetime translation. You can call someone and the phone will, if you choose the correct option, the phone will automatically translate the call live. I mean during the call, you can hear the translated voice of the other person. Of course, the voice will be auto generated, but it will be translated voice. So you can have the conversation with other person if they don't know the language that you speak. Then Samsung keyboard. So Samsung keyboard has couple of things: chat translation, style and grammar. So chat translation is that if you enable it in the keyboard, it will act on WhatsApp, Insta, SMS. You can actually see the translation of the messages in real time. So that is useful if if someone has replied to you in Hindi or other language or English, and you don't know that language, French, Chinese, whatever, Mandarin. So the chat translation feature will automatically translate it to the language you select, and then you know what they are writing. Then style and grammar. This is something maybe the working professional will use. So whenever you're typing a response on any app, I mean maybe on Outlook if you're typing an email, so this feature actually will let you choose a professional reply. So it will get the context of what you're trying to say, and then make changes in terms of like grammar and styling to make it sound more professional or more casual, whatever suits you. So this is a useful feature for basically more for working professionals. And this also gives you an option that you can process data only on device. So you don't need, I mean, if it's a confidential thing that you don't want this to, be linked to the internet, then you can process the data only on device. So that is also there. Going back, then this is interpreter. So this actually, if you're not talking on the phone, I mean, you're just meeting with someone face to face and they don't know your language, then you can use this interpreter to basically translate. Like you talk to them, you say whatever you want to in your language, this interpreter will translate it into their language and vice versa. So again, that is a very useful thing. So how to activate interpreter? So you go to quick settings, you have this interpreter, if you can see. So if you click this, now this is the one. So you can select the language here, whichever language you want. Then if the other person is German, you are English, you can say hi, how are you, and it will, yeah, it translates to German. So a very useful feature. Then we have Samsung Notes. Again, in Samsung Notes, whatever notes you take, it can summarize the notes into bullet points, and give you other options. So that is easy because you will be jotting down a lot of thoughts. So it's always helpful if you get a summarized version of that. Then this is the transcript. So if you are in a meeting and you just switch this on via voice recorder, then it can actually record all your conversations. By if there are 10 people, it can even record, like speaker 1, speaker 2, up to speaker 10, and then it can give you a summary of what the things were discussed. I have not used these features as of now, but yeah, it's good to have. On Samsung internet, you have the option to summarize. So if you are reading any article on the internet, then on Samsung internet you can actually summarize it into bullet points, so that you don't need to go through all the article and you can just get the main gist of things. You can also translate it. Then these are the photo editor tool. The photo editor, I think you might have already seen all the reviews. Like you can remove people from your photo, you can move them around, etc., and you can basically fill in the gaps. Like if your photo is tilted, then you can use this AI to make it to straighten it up and fill in the gaps, all those things. So I've again not used it till now. And the final option is that you can select to process all the data on device only if you don't want to connect to the internet to do these things. But I think some of the features might not work if you are not connected. But yeah, for now I have kept it off. So these are the main differences versus S23 Ultra, apart from the screen. Okay. Now I think in terms of you already know the design difference. So S24 Ultra is flat, S23 Ultra is curved. On the back, although the design is same, the periscope camera has been changed. It's now on the S23 Ultra it was a 10x. On the S24 Ultra it is now the 5x. But this is a 50 megapixel 5x. This was a 10 megapixel 10x. I have not tested this camera in detail, but from my experience of using 1 year S23 Ultra, I know that this was my go-to camera. Basically on any wedding events, outings with friends, etc., I was the photographer. People used to ask me to take the photo from this phone. This is how good this camera was. Because there was something like about Samsung. Now iPhone will give you probably a more natural, even the Pixel will give you a more natural photo. But something about the Samsung phones like worked, at least in my friends and family circle, that they wanted me to take picture from S23 Ultra. And I hope that same thing will continue the S24 Ultra. So yeah, it's too early to tell, but there's no reason why it will change. So that was my, again, quick comparison with S23 Ultra. So yep, I mean, I will be returning S23 Ultra, not returning, I'm trading in the S23 Ultra because I got the S24 Ultra. So probably this is my last comparison with S23 Ultra. And yep, I will be like putting up some videos on S24 Ultra, how my initial impression. Of course it is positive, but I will wait for some more time to give my final thoughts, because when you buy a new such an expensive thing, you always have positive feelings, you want to justify your purchase. So I will hold on to talking all like praising the S24 Ultra, and I will give a full review probably after using it for a few weeks. So, but till now, all good so far. So, thank you everyone for watching this video, and please again, I will request to like and subscribe so that I keep more up the motivation to put in more videos like this. So, thank you and see you around.